then you must understand broader contexts and scenarios where these cases can be made out. Okay, example, matrimonial matters, frequently this happens. With respect to what does it happen? In respect to stridhan, right? Any property that is given uh, to the woman by her parents. Sometimes, the woman may leave the house, the wife may leave the house, or there might be some issue. And if the property is in the possession of the parents, then there can be a case made out for criminal breach of trust. Okay, if she doesn't have her jewelry or any such items back with her, right? Okay, by Gimi, you can create a 420. How will you make out the case? How will you establish the case? Dowry, okay. What? How do you do the 420 and 406 is the question, okay. Dowry and all will be separate, right? Why? How are you connecting it? I'm not saying any matrimonial matter. How will you create a breach of trust scenario or a cheating scenario around dowry? You have a separate offense to deal with that. Why do you have to deal with a breach of trust or cheating there? With Sridhan, for conversion of Sridhan, you need to use 406, where the jewelry is not returned. Okay, there you can do that criminal misappropriation, or you can use criminal breach of trust, right? Bank related matters. Now, two sides this happens. One is where you may, let's say, have a safe deposit vault with the bank, or you may have some FD with the bank, and you realize that there is some mishap that has happened with it. Bank is not crediting the interest, and later on making excuses for not doing so. Or you were given a locker, safe deposit. You kept things in a locker, and some items are missing after that. Various such scenarios could lead to a case for breach of trust with the bank. Second side of it could be that banks often, when they want to recover loans from borrowers, they file criminal breach of trust complaints, because they may say, okay, you have misrepresented about the state of affairs of the company, or misused the funds for which the purpose was like. So two things, okay. You cause me, through the representations you make about the company, to give you money. Okay, that would be the cheating part. Second part would be that, okay, I gave you money for purchase of capital equipment, but you used it for entirely different purposes. You used it for working capital. Okay, that can be a breach of trust, where there was a clear term in the contract that this is what it will be used for. But remember that breach of contract is not breach of trust. Breach of trust has an element of intention in it also. Criminal breach of trust has an element of intention, and there's also some kind of a relationship of trust. So simple breach of contract is not simply fraud. Okay, so it's not cheating, is not breach of trust. You have to get the intention part, and for criminal breach of trust you have to understand whether there is some kind of relationship of trust implied over there, like whether there was a clear expectation on one side to be doing work in a certain way. Okay, so now these things have to be fleshed out like that in the complaint, otherwise it doesn't work. Corporate loan scenarios is what I was talking about right now, right? Then in securities market, a lot of times people invest money with mutual funds or funds, or individuals give you advice, either invest karo. Sometimes they have a license, sometimes they don't have a license. Okay, so how do you nab somebody who has been operating illegally? Okay, or who has led you to suffer a loss? Sometimes it is a part of the market returns, right? Like if you're investing in stocks or mutual funds, you know that there are market risks involved. But what if that disclaimer wasn't shown to you as required by SEBI guidelines? Like if you look at a ad for IPO or for mutual fund investing, you will see that it's really fast. They say investment is subject matter they say that mutual fund investments are subject to market risks and all of that. Read the offer document carefully. Those things are said, right? If that wasn't played, then you have a fact here that, okay, there was a question, this wasn't played, there's a violation of the guideline. We can go to the regulatory forum for that, but there is a separate intention, criminal intention here. Okay, that is how people use these evidences, and they're related to other laws also. Okay, so there was a SEBI violation, let's say, but you're not going to SEBI. You may go under separate provisions, but in criminal law, you can still use it. Okay. Real estate industry, this is frequent, right? Because either you pay the money to the builder, don't get possession of the flat in time, okay, or don't get any possession only. You don't get, sometimes you don't get information from the builder disappears. This has been the standard way of settling disputes with builders. Sometimes you don't get what you wanted, the builder changes the layout, changes the size of the house, changes the configuration. A lot of things happen, right? And of course, you may say RERA is the Real Estate Regulatory Authority Act, but RERA doesn't govern uh, all kinds of properties. Plus, RERA has only civil remedies, not criminal remedies. RERA has limited powers or no powers to enforce. तो इसलिए लोग जाते हैं क्रिमिनल में, क्योंकि क्रिमिनल से it is often easier to enforce and get the relief, and because the other side is worried that okay, I may go to jail and this may be a problem. Also, in real estate matters, clerical errors in a document, for example, can lead to clerical error. मतलब डॉक्यूमेंट में अच्छा 1000 फुट के हाउस को आपने लिख दिया है 900 फुट या 800 फुट, या एक जीरो उड़ा दिया. तो दीज कैन लीड अ डिसग्रंटल्ड परचेजर. कोई परचेजर गुस्सा हो गया क्योंकि उसने अपनी लाइफ की सेविंग्स डाल दी है उसमें. दे में फाइल अ कंप्लेंट फॉर चीटिंग. अब ऐसा तो एक क्लरिकल एरर है. कभी कभी क्या होता है, आप लोग एक देखोगे प्रोसेस है, जो इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी का ट्रांसफर होता है वो आपको, जो भी हाउस वाउस का, तो आपको रजिस्टर कराना होता है सब रजिस्ट्रार के ऑफिस में, राइट? अब एक प्रोसेस है जिससे क्या होता है कि आप रेक्टिफिकेशन करा सकते हो किसी डीड या इंस्ट्रूमेंट का. रेक्टिफिकेशन मतलब कि कोई एरर हुआ है तो उसको रेक्टिफाई कर दो. अब कई बार लोग इस प्रोसेस को मिसयूज करके रेक्टिफिकेशन से पूरा सब्सटैंशियली कैरेक्टर चेंज कर देते हैं इंस्ट्रूमेंट का. तो रेक्टिफिकेशन से एक्चुअली दे आर कमिटिंग फ्रॉड. ठीक है. अब इसमें क्या होता है कि इसमें दीज आर मैटर्स ऑफ ट्रायल एंड सराउंडिंग फैक्ट्स में जाना पड़ जाता है. ओके, बिकॉज सराउंडिंग फैक्ट्स क्या हुए, जैसे कि व्हाट डू आई मीन बाय दीज आर मैटर्स ऑफ ट्रायल. ट्रायल मतलब एविडेंस में मालूम पड़ेगा कि अच्छा, हैज द कैरेक्टर ऑफ द सेल डीड चेंज्ड अ लॉट और नॉट. प्लीडिंग्स में आपने आर्ग्यू कर दिया है, बट कोर्ट विल टेक द एविडेंस एंड देन डिसाइड दैट. नेक्स्ट स्टेप विल बी दैट सराउंडिंग फैक्ट्स क्या थे. मतलब ये जो रेक्टिफिकेशन है ये उसी समय हुआ था जब ट्रांजैक्शन हुआ है, या 10 साल बाद आके आप पूरे इंस्ट्रूमेंट का कैरेक्टर बदल रहे हो. मतलब देयर इज सम अदर हिडन मोटिव एट प्ले. ओके, तो समझो अगर 10 साल बाद आपने रेक्टिफिकेशन के थ्रू पूरा सेल डीड का मतलब टेक्स्ट कैरेक्टर चेंज कर दिया, ठीक है, अब वो रेक्टिफिकेशन तो प्रोसेस है, बट एक्चुअली आपने क्या किया है. सो देयर इट बिकम्स ए क्वेश्चन ऑफ fraud that is involved. Okay, then there are chit funds, MLM and other scenarios. chit fund वगैरह में क्या होता है, there are these schemes where people say अच्छा, दो टाइप का होता है कि हमारी कमेटी बैठी है, इसमें आपको 200 रुपए हर महीने जमा करने हैं. और उसमें क्या होता है that there are people who are pooling their money together for the purpose of giving loan to one person who needs it, and that this is given at a particular interest. ये लोग कई बार they are outside the bank net, मतलब इनको नॉर्मल बैंक से लोन जरूरी नहीं है मिलेगा, तो दे पूल इट अप एंड दे जस्ट गिव लोन्स टू ईच अदर, टू ईच अदर. whoever wants to avail can avail it. ठीक है. या sometimes people say we will invest the money in the market together. okay, इस टाइप की मनी पूलिंग स्कीम्स होती है. मल्टी लेवल मार्केटिंग में क्या होता है कि वो बोलते हैं कि अच्छा, so they will ask you to join a scheme and they will say आप इसमें और members को लाओ और हम आपको हर member की joining fee होगी, जितने member join करेंगे उसका आपको commission मिलेगा. तो मल्टी लेवल मार्केटिंग में अगर आप कोई प्रोडक्ट नहीं बेच रहे हो, मतलब अगर एक्चुअल गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज नहीं बेची जा रही हैं, खाली ये एनरोलमेंट हो रहा है, तो इसको क्या बोलते हैं, मनी सर्कुलेशन. क्योंकि खाली कोई एनरोल कर रहा है, ज्वाइनिंग फी दे रहा है, उसका आपको कमीशन दे रहा है, तो पैसा खाली घूम रहा है, कोई खरीदारी और बिक्री नहीं हो रही है. ठीक है. सो यहाँ पर भी अगर किसी के पैसे फंस जाते हैं तो देन दे इनिशिएट दिस काइंड ऑफ सिचुएशन. समटाइम्स पुलिस गेट्स इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट इट एंड दे लॉज एन FIR. ओके,